great to have you here.
It's good to be here. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It's so nice to start the morning, this Thursday morning, on a very positive note. So what we just saw there was a compilation video of loads of good news segments to your song, Good News. So it's not the official video. But talk to me a bit about the compilation video and why you decided to put that one out as well. And where you get all the little segments. How do you choose the clips?
We decided to put that out just so it was kind of exactly what the song's talking about is we need more good news in the world. And we feel like oftentimes when you turn on the TV or turn on your phone nowadays, it's just a lot of negativity going on. You know, I even turned off my news updates so I would stop seeing what was coming up on my screen. So we just wanted to make that to remind people that there are a lot of great things going on in the world and that there is a ton of hope out there, and you know it's just not being highlighted. So we wanted to take a second to highlight as much of it as we could, and we just got those clips offline.
And how do you decide on which ones to use? Was it like, is there a gauge of like, if it makes you smile plus, or out of 10, did you rank them of how good it made you feel?
We were really going for tears.
Yeah.
No, we actually, it was our concept, but somebody else actually made the video for us because that's not something that
we're too skilled at.
Yeah, we delegated that one. We just wanted to make sure that the causes and the things that we care about were there, highlighted, as well as just things that matter to the most people. I mean, you know, you've got elephants, lions and tigers and bears. You know, things that just, you know, we were going through all the things that, all the good that did happen. You know, everyone was saying like 2016 was the worst year ever. And it actually, if you really go back and look in history, like it doesn't even compare.
You're like, it literally wasn't actually.
It actually wasn't even close to like 1968 was way worse. It's just, we wrote this, the day we wrote this song was Ethan said something that like hadn't really dawned on me as, it's so simple, but he said it's not the news, it's the bad news.
Yeah.
When you turn on the television, because that's what sells. And it's true, like there's so much good stuff happening in the world. People don't want to put it on the TV because it's not a teaser that we care about, you know? Unless you're like, Ellen DeGeneres had a stand-up that's like on the bottom of the screen, it's like, it's gonna kill you and you might be having it for dinner, and it says, coming up at 10 o'clock, and you're like at dinner, you're like, is it peas? Like you don't know what it's gonna be, and it's just like all these teasers for things, and you're like, maybe okay, I'm not gonna eat potatoes for dinner.
So funny, isn't it? There's something just about bad news that is so engaging, but why do we want to let that sink in at the same time? So do you guys have a favorite, I guess, like viral clip that you know no matter what, it's like foolproof, will make you feel happy? Anything you can think of that you found on the internet?
I mean, mine is definitely animal rescue videos. Anytime I can find animal rescue videos, I'm happy.
I go to that surprise party sketch of Kristen Wiig from SNL.
Oh, nice. She's always a great one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It always makes me happy.
I don't know. I was giggling about 2 dogs chasing a rabbit the other day, and the guy was like commentating it.
Anytime we're in the van or anything, and you hear Pete giggling, it's without a doubt there's like a puppy involved.
Cute animal videos. Yeah, baby lambs always do it for me. They're really aggressive towards each other. Like there's one viral video of a baby lamb and he's like hopping around, but he's like pushing all the other lambs over.
Have you seen the fainting
it's a good
goats?
One for the compilation. Which one?
Fainting goats, those are good.
No.
They get scared.
Are they narcoleptic? Oh, they
yeah.
Or narcoleptic puppy. We could talk about these animal videos all day, but we are here to talk about the music.
That's why the internet was invented, you know?
The goat that sounds like Usher, that one's good too.
What does he say?
He just screams and it sounds like an Usher song.
Oh, there was that one of that.
Which one? Oh, hey, the Usher
chipmunk.
song, hey.
There was that chipmunk. Was it a chipmunk or a beaver at like a dam just screaming from the top of like what looked like a mountain or something? And it was basically like how everybody felt. It was just like shriek. I have it on my Instagram somewhere. It really is. It's like screaming. It's fantastic. Check my.
We can all relate
Instagram.
to the
We'll
beaver.
post it on Ocean Park Standoff Instagram later.
Keep your eye out.
Yeah, because also on your website you do have a feed of all the good news videos too, right? And there's a special tab for it. So
Hashtag good news.
The positivity, exactly. So the EP was dropped in March, wasn't it? So there's 5 tracks on it.
Yeah, we picked it back up again then and posted it.
Okay, perfect. You don't want to leave it on the ground for too long. I did notice listening to it, because like I heard about the band, I listened to the EP, there's 5 songs on it, but all the songs, compared to like some EPs from new bands that you would hear, they're all so complete, so polished. So how did you decide that those were the 5 songs to put on the EP? Why was it just 5 songs and not a full album? What was the mind frame behind that?
Well, the reason we picked those songs is they were just the first 5 songs we started playing live, and they were also early songs that we had written. So we felt like it was good if we were going to start our journey as a band to show people what we did first, and that's what we wanted to put down first. Were the first 5 songs we started playing. But the polishing is all because of this guy over here.
Yeah.
He spent
So Pete's
hours
the
and hours.
polisher.
Pete is
a little,
he produces and polishes.
Nice.
I get a little crazy with it. So they take me back to my happy place instead of going insane.
So you're a bit of a perfectionist.
I don't know. You could tell me if you like the songs, I guess. Whatever you think. No, I know. But if you think they're perfect, sure.
I mean, if you want to say they're perfect, we're not going to say they're
wouldn't
perfect.
use that
Okay,
term.
but tell me more. Just say it again. Sorry.
Yeah,
What's
sorry,
that?
what did you say?
Just one more time. It's perfect.
Yeah, you want to say it?
Oh, stop us. Stop.
But tell me more. So how does the process usually work? The 2 of you write the songs, correct? And then they go to Pete.
Well, no. Yeah,
Okay.
we all start everything all together. That way, none of us go down any particular road that's
Yeah.
going to be hard to come back from.
Yeah.
And then we'll kind of like let Pete do his thing. And then we'll be like, no. I'm just kidding. We all kind of, we let Pete kind of do his thing with it. And then we'll annoy the hell out of him by each taking our turn, just kind of throwing things on top of it and be like, okay, now you make it sound good. And that's basically how the songs come about.
It's basically like we spend the majority of the time writing when we're in the room, and he spends the majority of the time producing, and then we'll basically like trade for, a couple minutes and be like, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? And then we give each other our feedback and advice. Then we go back to our separate corners and
we get
work
pissed
again.
for 5 minutes at each other and then go work on it more.
And then it ends up as something great in the end.
Hopefully.
So in the production side, I guess even how you all met. So Samantha, I know yourself and Pete knew each other, right?
We met
then-
through, we had a play date, and then after a couple of those of doing absolutely nothing productive, we brought Ethan in, and then all of a sudden we started actually writing whole songs.
Okay, and how long did it take then, I guess, for the 2 of you, if you're writing songs together and just getting to know each other at the same time? I mean, that's like a vulnerable place to find yourself in. So how long did it take before you were like, yeah, I'm being really honest, I'm putting all my writing out there, this feels comfortable, we're now a band? Was
10
there a
minutes.
process?
Yeah, pretty much the first day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were all used to kind of being in writing circuits at the time, so that was something we were doing on a daily basis. But to find people that you connect with is a totally different vibe. So when we came in and worked together, I mean, within the first week, we had written Good News and written Lost Boys,
Wow.
the first song, yeah.
Yeah, Good News was the second song we wrote, and Lost Boys, which is the first song on the EP and the first song we usually play, was the first song we wrote together.
And so
first day.
from the get-go, you decided you were a band?
Not from the get-go. It took like a couple months before we decided that we went. First, it was just going to be a project we were going to put out. Let's
Yeah.
put out songs that we care about and love. And then it eventually evolved into a band because he could play drums. I could play instruments. She could play instruments. We got a bass player. And then it evolved into let's play it live from there.
We'll do it live.
Shout out. R.I.P., yeah.
So, and then in terms of your live performances, I know you guys are going on tour for the 20th anniversary, Third Eye Blind, and Silver Sun Pickups. What can we expect from your live performances? Because you did a little mini tour already in February, right? So what would we see if we saw you guys on stage? I know we're going to see you perform here, actually, aren't we? Yeah, so
Acoustically.
give us a tease then of what they're about to see.
Well, the way that we're performing right now is just acoustic. Just to break it down, usually, I just kind of already did. Pete's drums, I play instruments, she
Yeah.
plays instruments, we all sing. But what we want to do different for our summer performance, because it's going to be on bigger stages, is
Yeah.
we're trying to make it more of an Ocean Park Standoff experience, if you will. And we're adding a bunch of songs that won't be out
Yeah.
yet. So if you guys come and check out the tour, you'll hear a bunch of unreleased music. And we're hoping to just make it an experience, be engaged as much as we can, and we're going to basically spending the whole month of May in a dark box making that work. So that's what we're doing.
So what do you mean, making what work? Deciding what your set list is, or writing new songs, or what's happening in the dark box?
I I think we're gonna try to figure out how to keep I mean, from my history of being a DJ, like there's never usually any pauses. So we'd like to try to figure out how to connect the songs all together so there's not that awkward like, hey guys, how you doing? Are you excited?
Talky bits in the middle, yeah.
Tell me how you feel.
Yeah.
Oh, tell me how you feel.
We're just biding time.
Well, and also, you know, keeping in mind that the fans are mostly there for Silver Sun Pickups and Third Eye Blind, and we're obviously going to make fans of everyone there. But, you know,
We don't make friends, we make fans.
Oh, no.
Same thing.
We make
Same
friends.
thing. Yeah.
But we just want to be able to have it be something that as people are, you know, coming in, just it's not dependent on, you know, that kind of weird banter. You know, more just like a set that you just get to see and engage with, but more visual stuff and just, yeah.
And then in terms of the new music that you're going to be playing, are you still experimenting with different genres? Because I guess as a new band, you've released 5 songs. There's some of them are quite different. Like Photos and Liquor, am I right to say that that does sound slightly different to the other 4 in terms of what genre it might be? Are you still experimenting with what the sound of your band will be? Or in general, is it going to just be multi-genre?
Go for it.
No, we always mess around with different things because we all like different genres of music. And we don't want to really like confine ourselves to saying, hey, this is what we sound like.
Yeah.
So we mess around all day long with, you know, different stuff. That was just, like we said, the first 5 songs we started rehearsing, which we put out. But yeah, we're always constantly making music that sounds differently because we all work with other people too. It's, you know.
It's kind of why we want to do like EPs so we can have just little like moments where there's no like defined sound. Like this album is going to be... I feel like that's just so much pressure, and just I think the whole reason we all make music is for that freedom to kind of express ourselves. So if we feel like making a song inspired by Biggie, you know, we can do that. I mean, none of us are rapping, I promise, but you know,
Never know.
but
Maybe Pete's
we're
an
like
excellent rapper. He's just holding back now.
No,
No,
he's
my
not.
name is P. Nappi.
He is not holding back, and he is not an
LA.
excellent rapper.
He's already given it a try.
My name Pete Nappi.
He's had the same first 2 lines of his rap for
Do
the
it,
last
do it,
like
do it,
3
do it,
years.
do it.
That's me in it.
No, let's not do it. It's inappropriate.
No, Pete, we need to hear it.
No,
you can just
I'm
leave
not.
out the
I can't do
inappropriate
it.
parts.
It's all inappropriate.
Is it like, my name is Pete Nappi, my rap's not crappy,
And I don't give up.
That's better.
right?
No,
His mom's
it's-
watching this, you know. So
Shout out to my
Rude.
grandma.
hello.
Is the rap rude?
Oh, I mean, I only have 2 lines, and there's a curse in the second line. So yeah.
Okay, so
Oh yeah, there.
it's 100% rude.
We cannot say this.
My
on
mom is
air.
definitely not watching. Cars.
And so, Samantha, I also saw, I was watching an interview or two, and you said yourself that in the past year, you've smiled more than you have maybe in your whole life. So what is it then about the 3 of you being together and being in this band that makes you also happy and makes it work so well?
I think the main thing is that there's always one of us that is extremely positive. You know, like this morning I woke up, I've been fighting a little sickness, and Samantha was like a ray of sunshine for me.
You
There's
compensate, yeah.
Exactly. There's always 1 or 2 people who are bringing in the energy and bringing us up. You know, if it was just one of us on stage and we happen to be having a bad day, sometimes it's hard to pull yourself out of that. But as a band, there's always one person who's the shining star for the day. They get the gold star, and they get us through the day. So I think that's one of the
And
best
if
parts.
you saw Pete playing drums, you'd be smiling too.
And we're not going to see him play drums right now. So
No.
we're going to have to see you on tour to see Pete play drums, or just go to the YouTubes.
Yes,
Go
we
to
have
the
some live
YouTubes
videos,
and the tour.
and he's just a smiley, happy thing.
Nice.
I guess.
So you all come, though, from different music backgrounds with different influences. So what are some of the influences that you bring to the band, each of you? Pete, you're first.
I mean, I grew up listening to like rock music and I guess hip hop music. Now I pretty much only listen to like weird instrumental like trap music and stuff.
Nice.
So but that's the thing. We all listen to different things. So we try and find a middle ground, and you know, every song is ours because of that.
And you said you saw U2 in Ireland.
Yeah, I did.
So
Shout out you too.
Shout out to Bono. Like, I guess there is.
think he's
in
watching.
In terms of like, of course he's watching AOL Build. He always does. In terms of like the anthemic sound that U2 has, like I do hear some of that in your music. So is there any U2 influence or anything
Oh,
that
for
you
sure.
bring to the fore?
I think, I mean, not directly. I think indirectly, kind of, I just do it. Like, you know, we write music like that just because we love it. But
Yeah.
Tunnel Lights has a little U2 in it, I would say. But
I just think like message-wise, like that, like hope and positivity and earnest caring about the world around you.
Yeah.
Like Coldplay or U2 or any of those kind of bands, or the way hip hop is, you know, a great social commentary.
Yeah.
You know, we love like Chance the Rapper, Kendrick, people like that. So, yes, definitely heavily influenced by people who actually say something. And, you know, I mean, if you like music, you probably like U2.
Yeah.
So,
If you have ears, you
Yeah.
just like you too. What about you, Ethan? Who are you influenced by?
I'm influenced across the board. I listened to a bunch of indie rock growing up, and listened to like Tom Petty, Steve Miller as rock influences. Listened to hip hop too. You know, 50 Cent was a kid from Montana. When I would hear a rap album, it was like, what? So it was. I would listen to it, you know, in my Dodge pickup while I was driving down the street and think I was a gangster, but I was a kid from Montana. But yeah, those are the influences I had growing up. Yeah, and also Michael Bublé and Jamie Cullum for singing. I loved their voices, so I'd listen to them a bunch. Yeah.
And before Ocean Park Standoff, were you a singer-songwriter, a solo?
Yeah.
In your own right?
Yeah, and I still do that stuff too. But right now we're having such a good time doing this that I don't know when I'll go back to it currently. But yeah, I'll always have my own solo thing. You know, my own like depressive area where I create. Yeah.
And for both of you writing songs for this band, is there anything that you've written pre-OPS that you're like, this actually works way better for Ocean Park Standoff than it did, and you kind of took it out of the closet? Has any of the music come from
there's
the
some
past?
stuff that Ethan has. I like to leave my old stuff where
where
it is.
came from.
But yeah, there's some songs that Ethan has that have some definitely we want to like look into. It's just we have so much stuff. We're just trying to figure out like what we're gonna do. But like
Good
yeah, there's
problem
a
to
couple
have.
songs. Yeah.
I think for as long as possible, we want to make the music the three of us as much as we can. And if things ever get too chaotic, then we all have massive catalogs we can pull from
Yeah.
and then we can rework those songs into working for Ocean Park Standoff.
Nice.
But there's definitely something different about when it's the three of us that sit down and come together and
Yeah.
write from all three different perspectives.
And then yourself, Samantha, you're like global DJ. So what sort of influences have you brought then, and how does your DJ background, I guess, impact the band?
Well, I think my DJ, you know, my sets have always been open format, so I've always kind of jumped all over the place from like, I don't know, if I got bored, I'd throw like Lady Madonna in there and some Madonna. And like, but you know, my love is like 90s hip hop. 90s and like early 2000s like R&B hip hop. So there's definitely some of that in there, but also, you know, because all that 90s and early hip hop was sampled from like great like break beats and great like old like funk and soul, and listening to my brother's, you know, record collection growing up, and you know, my stepdad has the band Foreigner, so there's definitely like those influences. It's kind of like pretty schizo, and
It's a mixed bag.
it is a mixed bag. But you know, there are times where I'll come in and Photos and Liquor basically comes from, you know, me coming and being like, dude, let's try something like Nasty Boy Biggie, just like with those drums or that vibe, you know. And then my brother listened to Photos and Liquor, and it reminded him of like, he's like, this is my, you know, it's like 90s hip hop, you know,
Yeah.
just like that kind of the groove, and that's just kind of like how we just kind of bring everything, you know, to the table. And just, you know, there's definitely nights when they'll come and hear a set and I'll watch what they get excited about and be like, man, I wish we could do like 0 to 100 type, you know, Drake records.
Yeah.
But that energy's
can.
there. We have a song that we'll probably be playing on tour, Lost Living, that's definitely got more of like the DJ side
Nice.
of things thrown in.
Awesome.
I've been wanting to play it for so long, so I'm excited that she said that.
Yeah, we tried it a little bit when we were playing at South by Southwest.
Absolutely train wreck.
Train wrecked.
It's all practice.
But we really want to bring it for the tour.
Amazing. So you've been together for is it almost 2 years? Some places say 2015, some places say 2016. When's the 2-year anniversary?
I think we,
If you were to
as
put it
far
in-
as
when
knowing.
did you first start dating? When's your
Exactly.
anniversary?
Well, we first started
Nikki
dating in
and I
February.
started
Oh, yes,
dating.
in November.
Yes, we fell
December.
in love December of 2014.
Okay.
14.
Yeah. And then we all kind of got together in 2015. And
Okay.
then we
Oh, so
signed our
it's 2 years now.
yeah, we signed our deal just over a year ago.
Okay.
That made it real official.
Yeah, and we played our first show together, like a full show in October of 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah. So it's been 2 years, but officially a year. So then, I guess, like,
Yes.
so then for the year to come, if you can calibrate all the stuff that's happened in the past year, where would you expect yourselves to be and what are you most looking forward to for the next year?
So much more.
I think Coldplay told us that they were down to open up for us, so
Okay,
probably
perfect.
somewhere around there.
Gotta love a bit of sarcasm.
Yeah, I think we're just majorly looking forward to creating new music together, creating new memories together, and going on the road and performing to as many people as we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, and seeing what happens when we get back in the studio after being on tour and how that affects the way we write. And
Yeah.
because we definitely wrote most of these songs never thinking we were actually going to play them live. So now when we're like, okay, well, how are we going to pull this off on stage? We maybe don't want to have 18 different keyboard parts unless we make some money and can hire musicians.
Yeah.
And also, the three of us know each other so much more closely now than we did when we first met. And
Yeah.
we're working on these songs that we're really excited because it feels like it's going to be a whole new process when we're getting in and writing together because we understand each other a lot more and we get each other's backgrounds a lot more because we've gone to each other's places, met each other's
Yeah,
families. So I think the connection's a lot deeper now than it was when we first started.
Nice. And if people do want to see you live, where can they see you? So it's going to be 2 months, isn't it, for June and July across America. When are you in New York again? Do you know?
June 24th.
We're playing
Okay.
Jones Beach.
I've been dying to play Jones Beach on Long Island since like the day I was born.
Oh,
So that day
excellent.
is
Bucket list.
Ingrained in my brain.
And Pete's birthday is the next day. So it's going to be
It's a
a
good-
Gonna be a
massive
party.
My
celebration.
golden birthday present.
It's going to be
I'm
a
a
48
little
hour.
worried of whether or not we'll make it to the next show. It might be the shortest tour of all
There'll
time.
be a lot of photos and a lot of liquor.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think we might actually have some questions from the audience now, so we're going to open it up.
Hi guys, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Hello.
What's your name?
Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
Love Michelle's.
Oh, cool. I was wondering, when did you guys kind of make the decision to pursue music professionally? Like, when were you confident enough to make that decision?
Separately or separately? I mean, I think it was, for me, it was something I was always doing, and I really didn't ever have a plan B of is there anything else I can do. So I just kind of always was chasing the music trail. I didn't really know where it would take me. But yeah, it was just something I was kind of always committed to. I'd say around like from the age of 17, I was like, this is what I'm going to do with my life.
Yes, same. Kind of as soon as I started playing music, I was like, oh, I want to do this. And had nothing to do with confidence because let me tell you, once I started thinking about whether or not I was good enough to do it, is when I stopped doing it. So don't wait till you feel confident enough to do music because as soon as you start thinking like that, you're just going to be crippled.
Same. Pretty much since I was 8. There was no other thing I thought about, so I did everything I could to do it.
And the key is not overthinking it, it appears.
Don't think.
Don't
'cause
get stuck in your head.
Thinking is the enemy. For
Don't
sure.
think, do I know these chords? Just know that you know those chords.
Yeah, actually
Yeah.
on stage, as soon as I start thinking about what the next chord is, it's completely gone. If I just assume my hands will remember, I'm in a way better
The
place.
same for me. I've learned off this whole conversation before we sat down, and the second I start thinking what I'm going to say next,
Gone.
I'm joking. There's a prompter right behind Pete. There's not actually. I think we have one more question.
Hi, guys.
Nice T-shirt.
Oh, thank you. I'm a big Slash fan, so.
What do you, Evans?
Girl, yeah.
love.
I got you. I'm curious as to how you guys named yourself Ocean Park Standoff.
The story.
Wait, before we say that, can we say what guitar we used to record some of the songs? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we used Slash's guitar on
Yeah.
some of the
He
songs.
gave me one of his guitars for Christmas a few years ago as a thank you because I DJ'd his wife's birthday for free.
Wow.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm like afraid to touch it.
We just have to use it on every song because it's there. Like
It's also, to be honest, it's like the best setup guitar that I
Yeah.
have because most of mine I've had for years and
got,
they're
like the
just
newest
like
strings.
50-year-old strings. Like at least Slash's guitar was the one that was like, set up for him. So it sounds good and doesn't feedback.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Continue on.
Yeah. So we decided we wanted to be a band, and then the next day we were on our way. Pete and I would always go to Santa Monica from the Valley, if you're familiar with LA, to go to the sessions. And when we were on our way there, all the streets were blocked off. There was SWAT cars everywhere. There was cops everywhere. And we couldn't get to her house till about an hour and a half later than we said we would. And when we finally got there, they let us through, but there were still helicopters flying over the backyard. And Samantha had no idea anything was going on because she's in Venice, where she said this things happen all the time.
yeah.
But she knew where to look.
Lock them out. Like,
Yeah.
You don't even hear it.
I grew up in New York. Like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. But she knew where to look. Where do we end up?
Oh
finding
yeah,
it?
so then I was looking online. I was trying to find like all the the Santa Monica news, but like Santa Monica likes to keep their dark underbelly
Ooh,
under
so
the radar.
mysterious.
Seriously, because like Venice has like Venice 311, and anything that happens there, like somebody sneezes,
can
it's
find
like
it?
yeah. But so Santa
Loud
Monica didn't
commotion
have it.
from
It took
next
us like
door.
hours, and finally at the end of the day, we found it on like a news site that there'd been a standoff between SWAT and a man with a shotgun on the corner of Ocean Park and 10th Street. And of course, I was like, that's our band name, Ocean Park Standoff.
And it seemed to just fit right away. And just what you were saying about overthinking.
Making good news out of bad news.
Exactly. Just what you were saying about
Boom.
overthinking.
Well
that's how we got our name.
played.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
I said, just like you were saying about not overthinking things, that's like
Yeah.
essentially how we got our name. And we feel like it just fits the vibe so well.
It really doesn't. Even that you can abbreviate it to OPS. Even that by itself sounds great.
Well, yeah, I was a big
Ops.
fan of Black Ops, Call of Duty.
Ah.
True, you were.
So I was like, I figured like even if the guys were like, that's a terrible name. I was like, but like we could have like OPS and like look like we're really cool, like stamped on things. And they went for it.
And it's working magic. Well, guys, I think that's the end of the chat now. But you guys are going to be coming back on stage in a few moments to perform. Yeah. But thank you so much for talking to me. And best of luck with the tour and the year to come.
Thank you very
Spread
much.
the good news.